So these three guys, the one in the blue, the red, and the one in the black, they noticed me filming. And what they do, as you can see later on in the video, like a minute down the line, they come back and try and confront me about filming and try and get me to pay them money.
Pode ser o bora. Todo respeito. Tá filmando o que aí, mano? Todo respeito. Apagar aí, todo respeito mesmo. Apagar aí. Filmou a cara do já veio aqui, eu pensei apagar, mano. Precisa apagar. Apagar, mano. Apagar o vídeo, mano.
Qual foi? Apaga, parceiro. Apaga, pô. Apaga. Apaga o vídeo, mano. Apaga o vídeo, mano. Apaga. Mano. Tranquilidade, mano. Tranquilidade. Apaga essa porra.
So as the camera cut, basically what happened is they followed me down the street. I was like, this is like a situation where they're not going to listen. So I actually threw a punch. It sounds a bit crazy, but I just was thinking about survival at the time. So I threw a punch. I think it was on the blue guy. And he dropped, and then the black guy, the one in the black shirt and the red shirt, they tackled me down. As they tackled me down, all of my stuff fell out my pocket. I was like, oh no. I grabbed all of my stuff. I had one phone for filming, one personal phone on top of that, and I had like a money bag that was wrapped around my waist. Didn't have much in it. As I grabbed my stuff, they got up, I got up, and they went their separate way, and I went my separate way. As I went to the crowd, I went to check that I had all of my stuff. As I went in my pocket, I realized I had my phone, my other phone, and I had some big thing in my pocket. As I pulled it out, it happened to be their phone. It happened to be their phone in my pocket. So the moral of the story is, young lads, try not to be, try and just be careful, because sometimes what you might want to do to someone might end up happening to you. So I had their phone on me. I actually was curious just to see what the police would how they would react. So I spoke to a policeman, and this is Brazil, guys. So the police was very abrupt and just how I would expect him to be. And he was like, yeah, well, it's your own fault type of thing. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Don't, if you're a YouTuber, if you want to film stuff, don't let this put you off filming in public. It's still one of those things that some countries or places may not like it, and you may say, oh, well, just be careful. And that's true, but I mean, it's carnival season and you just want to have a good time. You want to film these moments, you know? I'm not even a carnival guy as well. This type of stuff doesn't even interest me, but at the time I just happened to be there. Going back to these young guys, They were probably from the favelas, the ghettos, and they do this stuff on a regular. They just hang around, trying to rob people. Keep in mind, this is as central Rio as you can get. This is like, right in the heart of the city. It was actually like about, I don't know, 300 meters away from my actual hotel. Um, but it was pretty interesting, just the fact that, they tried to rob me and I had their stuff. When I had their phone in my pocket, I think yeah. So the guy had his picture on the phone. It was the guy in the black's phone. As you around the back of the phone, it had a picture of him, like his Brazilian identity on top of that, which had all his information. It looked like quite a personal, like almost like a passport type of ID. Um, this was the lesson they learned the hard way. To try and just, I don't know what they were trying to do there. Well, that's what they were trying to do. They were just trying to. They probably do this all day, and this phone was probably stolen anyway. Do you know what I mean? So a lesson here was learned. As I when I had the phone on me, I remember my friend in Mexico. Her son actually got robbed by similar probably people like this, and in Mexico City, and I just handed her the phone. I said, here, take this phone, and she took it and gave it to her son. um Going back to these guys, it's just one of those things where you don't know how or when to expect it. It can happen anytime, anywhere. um it was ironic that I caught their picture like this moments before they tried to rob me. Um, but yeah, man, it was one of those things that was kind of a crazy experience at the time. It kind of didn't put me off Brazil, but it made me think, wow, mostly Brazil was okay in some ways, but in these places like Rio, you just don't realize how much people are probably watching you than you actually know, or how much people are targeting you. um there was a 3 4 white guys. Can't remember where they were from. I think they were from somewhere in Amsterdam or somewhere. They happened to be there as well, getting, well, attempted to get robbed as well. So I don't think these guys are good robbers, guys. They seem to fail when they try and rob. The guy, the one of the white guys said to me the only thing they took was his sun cream. So what happened with these guys is basically they these going to these white guys, because I the same hotel I was in, these white guys came into the hotel and were like all flustered and said to me, oh, they just tried to rob us. They were pulling us and trying to grab everything off us, but all they got was sun cream. And I was like, damn, man. Same thing happened to me. And then I told them the story how I accidentally, well, took their phone, and they started laughing about it as well. So they were kind of, oh, they were saluting me like, wow, you're a hero and stuff like that. They were really amped up about that. But yeah, just wanted to share this with you. This was in Carnival season. If you do go to Rio, just be mindful and stuff. This can happen to you. This can happen to anyone. Did I do the right thing by fighting or striking first? I leave that up for you to decide. But either way, it wasn't going to be a good situation for me. Uh, Not showing fair at that time, it was probably, you might think, oh, it's silly, or it's why you trying to be brave for, but it was just one of those things. Like I said, there was no other language that you could speak with them. I was kind of being calm in the beginning, just saying, hey, just back off type of thing. That didn't work, so they were getting louder and rowdier. So that's what led to that happening. And yeah, man, that same night, when I had the phone, I was staying in a hostel actually, and the phone was going off and off. It didn't go off straight away. It was very silent. And then for like an hour or two. Maybe they were looking for it or something. I don't know. And then they started phoning the phone, like calling the phone over and over again. And I was like, you know what? You reap what you sow. This phone's going straight to someone else. You guys can, you're probably gonna wake up tomorrow. Either two things are gonna happen. I don't think they're gonna think twice about this. I think they're gonna carry on robbing and doing this stuff. They look like they will. They just look like they will. That they're that type of people, maybe that would just hang around robbing people or trying to, or they may learn a lesson and be like, oh no, but I doubt it. I think they're gonna still carry on like this. So I don't feel no remorse or sorrow for them. Yeah, it's sad. Maybe they're living in, well, they're definitely living in poorer conditions and stuff, but that doesn't mean you go out and do stuff like that, boys. Come on. There was actually a fourth guy. The fourth guy, what he did was he kind of confused the situation. He came over and he tried to. It looked like he tried to mediate the situation, like, oh, leave him alone. And then he looked at me and goes, just pay up, type of thing, with his hand. And at first I was like, huh? Are you here to stop the situation, or are you here to, and he was kind of like trying to like improvise it all, like, oh yeah, just pay them, just pay them. And then he's trying to tell them, oh no, stop, leave him, leave him. I don't know if you could hear it. It's hard to hear it in the video. I wish the video was clearer and it had, the voice, because I showed one or two of my Brazilian friends, and they couldn't even understand some of the things that were being said. But yeah, that's what I just remembered, that basically the other guy, he was it was like an inside thing, I'm sure, because he looked like he was their friend. He wasn't like someone that was, random. He looked like he knew them. He's similar age, similar looking guy. Um, the ironic, well, the thing was, there was loads of people, like, there was loads of people, like street vendors and people. No one like interfered. No one. They just let it happen. They just let it be. So that's why I had to I had to do what I had to do, man. Ain't no one gonna help you in these type of places, man. That's what I realized. So disappointed in you, Brazil, or disappointed in you, Rio. But it is what it is. And amongst many travel experiences, this just happened to be one of the very few that were kind of bad experiences. So I ain't gonna let it put me off. You shouldn't either. If you're thinking about going to Rio or anywhere else in Brazil, just do what you gotta do. Salute. I hope you enjoy more and more of content coming soon. And thank you for watching this video.